Stop says some of that fan art lore is against TOS as well. Yes, apparently I can commit self-cest on myself as per fan art because there's porn of me on the internet. So I know that there's a lot of people who don't know like the history of this channel's lore, and this channel I didn't ever plan on it having lore. There was lore bits that I inserted in, but they always felt kind of forced, and I never really wanted them to feel forced, so I dropped the idea of channel lore. But if you remember the earliest videos, I tried like an evil alternate Suris, because a lot of YouTubers were doing that at the time, and then there was like, for collaborations, I would use portals to hop in. So when I did my collaboration with Cosmological and when I did my collaboration with Logic, we actually had the portals be a part of the stories of the videos that we did. But over time, a lot of that got dropped out because none of it felt supernatural. None of it felt like something that I could keep on doing because it felt like an act, and I've never wanted my channel to feel like an act. Despite the fact that I hide behind a, 2D, sometimes 3D character, it's always been just me being me as best as I can. But for those who don't know, and I'm actually, if the model looks weird right now, it's because I'm standing. I'm using a standing desk. Stream wants me to sing today, so I'm here doing this way right now. This is not normal for me, so the model might be kind of wacky a little bit. But I do want to go through a rule that was established quite a few years ago that was, if it is presented in channel art, if it is presented in fan art, it is canon. This is not going to go over every piece of canonized lore that has been created over the course of the time on the channel, because that's kind of impossible. But it's going to go through as many things as I can in the time that I have. Also, Nubian fucking hell. Anubian has dropped 50,001 channel points to make me say ooh, but it's in a Black Doom voice, so I guess I have to do it as ooh, degenerate human. There. I can do that voice for a consummate 12 seconds in a single day, and then I need halls. I need throat lozenges. Stop says some of that fan art lore is against TOS as well. Yes, apparently I can commit self-cest on myself as per fan art because there's porn of me on the internet. This is not a position I ever thought I was going to be in, but here we are. Here we are. But we're going to go through the channel lore that was shaped via fan art, and we're going to show the piece of fan art that did it. Now, some of these pieces of fan art, I remember the artist names who did their stuff, and I'll be crediting them as I can. Some of the screenshots that I have here don't have the artist names in them, so I'll be trying to remember the names by style. If you were responsible for a piece of channel lore art that I'm dropping in this video, let me know in the comment section below so that I can give you a credit in the pinned comment if I did not give you credit in the video itself. After I got my first piece of fan art, this was one of the most quick pieces of fan art that ever got posted to my channel. When I started posting that I was going to be showcasing fan art on any video that came out, I guess people decided that that was their opportunity to start taking time into their own hands. And here we are. So this piece was done by an artist named Chichinus, and the minute that this piece dropped, I showed this to a bunch of people and went, guys, I've been gender bent. I don't know how to feel about the fact that I've been gender bent. But the fact that one of the earliest pieces of fan art that was dropped on my channel was this high quality, while also being a gender bend of my character, probably set the stage for fan art that would happen going forward. So credit to Chichinus for this one. And then there was the collaboration with Vosh. So apparently my ability to change size started here. I Am Oddity did it, and then also showcased this when me and Vosh did our collaboration. Just Vosh saying, "Is this a friend?" Afterwards, though, this image should probably be very, very recognizable to most of you who've been here for a long time. This is an artist named Jack the Vulture, and he does a lot of really, really, really good artwork. But this was the first time, really, that neko Suris came to be. This is the original neko Suris artwork, and it's the artwork, one of the pieces of artwork that was actually used when I submitted artwork to Remixin to create the first VTuber model. So Jack the Vulture is responsible for that. So apparently my character turning into a neko girl, turning into a girl and then turning into a neko girl, was a combined result of Chichinus and Jack the Vulture. You will notice this artist's name is probably very recognizable if you have been around for a long time. This is Yara Koro. Yara Koro is an artist from Germany, and they submitted this piece of fan art. I believe this was the first one they ever submitted, but this piece of fan art was posted, and I loved the detail in it, and I loved the art style for it. So I sent Yara when I showcased this piece of artwork on a video, I actually said, because Yara posted a comment on the video saying, hey, that was my artwork. I'm so happy it got shown. And I was like, hey, I love your artwork. Do you have commissions open? Can I commission you when I have more money? At the time, my channel was maybe making about, 2019? So my channel was maybe bringing in about $500 a month total. I was making not a living wage on my channel at all. So I could not commission any artist for any work at all, but I know I wanted to. I knew it was the thing I wanted to do, and I just sat down because standing hurts, and I know I'm going to have to stand when I sing, so if the model gets more funky, that's why. Sorry about that. But after this, so this is the piece that got Yara Koro to be the asset artist of the channel. If you see the Blizzy that is under me, you see the TV that is here, there's actually going to be another TV that is being made by Yara Koro right now that is animated, and every thumbnail you see on the channel is designed by Yara Koro. Now, the different Surises that are on there are done by Trinity Tronos, Bon Berry, Yara Koro, Kidderdoodle, and Ivana Dragmeyer. So there's a lot of different artists behind the Suris models that are used in the thumbnails, but the actual thumbnail designs themselves, those are all Yara Koro. This was an interesting piece of artwork that came out. This was an interesting piece. This was the birth of Florence. So if you don't know who Florence is, do you remember this moment on Fox News, where Laura Ingraham tried pissing off liberals by sticking a bunch of light bulbs and straws into a steak? If you remember this moment, when we talked about it on stream, chat turned this steak into Florence. Now, if memory serves, this piece of artwork here was done by Bumblebee, who was responsible for the first commissioned Femme Suris that was used as an April Fool's joke. But Florence became a thing on the channel for a very brief bit. He didn't stick around, but he was here for a few pieces of fan art, so that means Florence is canon. So there's your fun bit in the Suris iceberg. Have fun with that. But after that, well, lore started to ramp up. So when I first got my VTuber model 2 years ago now, most people who dropped in fan art would just do like redesigns of the Suris model that I had at the time, the PNG, and then fan art kind of slowed down when I went to using Facecam. But when I got the VTuber model, I walked away from my VTuber avatar for a minute, and well, this happened. Literally, it's when I walk away, he just kind of sits there doing that. So why is the mouth still moving? So weird. I'm gonna have to turn the microphone off on this. But when this happened, chat created a cult. This is the birth of the cult of the unblinking one. So apparently whenever I walk away, now within channel lore, an eldritch goddess takes over my body and stares at chat and commands them to scream expletives in the chat. The cult of the unblinking one largely is not used that much as a meme on the channel anymore because I rely on pause screens and stuff like that more often, but this is the birth of that. This is when we found that apparently my character can be turned into an actual cat. That I am now able to be turned into an actual just cat. So this is some of the first Suris is a shapeshifter shit that happened. So that's a thing. that's a thing now. And then this. This is a meme that if you've been on the channel for a long time, you recognize. This is an old meme. So back before I knew how to use a poll on the channel, I would say, hey, if you agree with something, type H. If you disagree with it, type G. And thus the very H meme was born. Jack and Quill, you're supposed to be asleep, but I see you're still here, and I appreciate that. So very H became a meme and was used on the channel. And even though it's not used that much anymore because we have access to regular ass polls now on Twitch, I didn't use Twitch at the time that this meme came out. Despite all that, I still have an emote that says very H that people can use on the channel. Even though there's no point to it anymore, it's still a part of channel legacy. I still want to keep it. I'm probably never going to get rid of it because it's part of channel lore. Really? This is the introduction of another person to my channel lore. This is a character named Smacko, and if I was a betting man, I would assume yep, there they are. Smacko is still in the chat. So this was the first post Smacko ever dropped onto my Discord. I don't participate much in the community, wish I did, but I'm a longtime watcher of the channel. I constantly hear Sonic music on Suris' videos. I suppose he would like a Sonic Suris. So Shag wants to shut the fuck up. I'm a needy bitch. I won't go to sleep if you don't say goodnight, and you didn't do that before. Also, Minecraft go burr. Oh, well, then I'm not going to say goodnight because that'll keep you around. That's my toxic trait, is keeping people around by not giving them closure. I don't know if there's anybody else I know that keeps people around that doesn't give them closure, but that's besides the point. I'm kidding. So apparently my character can go into a Mobian form, and that was introduced by Smacko specifically. Now, Smacko's contribution to the channel legacy, aside from a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog art, is Smacko is now the artist behind my video game channel. So the What If Shadow Died series that is on there, a second video is out there. You should definitely go watch that video if you haven't already. Please watch the second What If Shadow Died video. Smacko was the artist behind all of that. Smacko produced 203 frames of animatic panels for that story, and it was an hour-and-a-half long story. Smacko also gets 60% of literally all the revenue from that video, so go watch it so Smacko gets more money? That, please? Okay, there you go. But that's how Smacko... I got introduced to Smacko. After this, I messaged Smacko and said, hey, by the way, did you know about a podcast called Sunset City that me and a couple friends just started? Well, Sunset City is now a Sonic podcast that has been featured in the Sega Sonic Fan Jam that was held in Marietta, Georgia last year. So I'd say that podcast is going pretty fucking well. Go subscribe if you haven't already. We talk about blue hedgehogs there, and we're almost at episode 100. Every single Friday at noon Eastern, we talk about blue hedgehogs. You'll notice this name as well. This is a name you might recognize. This is Salem. Salem is responsible for the model you see right here, the Virgin Killer sweater model. Hi, Suris. Always been watching your videos when I'm doing art, which is model making. I heard in one of them that people were requesting a Chibi model, was just about to try out a new technique, so I decided I would make the practice model Suris fan art. This was a fully functioning VRM VC face model, and you are welcome to use it on stream. Just DM me and I'll send you the file. In case this is on your fan art showcase, my name is pronounced Salem. I pronounced it Calem for about a solid month. Like an idiot. But while this Chibi model did not end up getting used on the channel, there is one that Bonbonberry submitted that I did end up using. I felt weird about using a Chibi model on the channel because people sexualize my character a lot, and Chibis are like a step left of lollies. So it felt kind of weird for me personally, but this ability is why I ended up going with Salem to make the Virgin Killer sweater model that you see right now. I just need to figure out why my mouth is constantly moving, probably because none of my equipment is set up correctly at the moment. But the next piece of artwork, this is from an artist named Ivana Dragmeyer. If you do not know Ivana Dragmeyer, I named them earlier when I was mentioning the artists who submitted their art to be used on thumbnails. This is the birth of Marjorie Titan Green. There was a meme on Vosh's channel for the longest time about Marjorie Taylor Greene being the Smiling Titan, and that ended up transferring over to my channel. So, yeah. You can also consider this the birth of my ability to split into multiple forms. because that's apparently canonized as per this picture. Here's another name you'll probably recognize from the channel if you have been around for a while. This is Mr. Stopheles, also known as Cute Dark Arts in the chat. Stoff is responsible primarily for the slime bell animation that you see on every single video, but also, if you remember the Witch Suris model, Stoff is the one that posted the original version of it based off of Blair. This got turned into a model immediately by Bonbonberry, and now there is a witch model that I can use for my 2D slime model that Suzu Suwara made. And remember the name Suzu, that will come up again later. Stoff is also responsible for the majority of the porn that has been made of my character, so that I will say that this particular friendship has come with a lot of sidebars. There is a name that Stoff also goes by, no longer. It is up to Stoff if they would like to use that name so that people know who they are. But Jack and Quill in the chat will actually recognize Stoff's work because Jack and Quill, another artist that has worked on the channel, that is in the chat right now, that is currently not sleeping, is currently in possession of a doll version of Suris and took it around America. That doll was made by Mr. Stopheles. So if you want to know how often, then Stopheles used to go by the name Baphomet, and Stopheles sold that doll, and Jack and Quill was the one that bought the doll. Jack and Quill then took that doll around America, made a photo album with the doll, and then I got the photo album, and I have the photo album sitting here, actually. Hold on. Since I'm sitting down now, this is the photo album that Jack and Quill made that contains doll Suris. For your fun bit of ways in which the channel lore has been taken apparently across America. So that's a thing that happened. Real Suris was actually made and knitted and stitched by Sloth Girl Slowly. Real Suris, I'm not going to go grab. I said, God damn it, I was pissing. Oh, so hi, Jack and Quill. Just so you know, the resident porn artist on the channel, Stopheles, used to go by Baphomet, and you have a doll made by them. So just so you know, if you want to know the legacy of that doll that you took across the states, that's the legacy there. The legacy of that has ended in Suris X Slime Suris self-cessed on the internet. Just thought you might want to know. Kind of good to know. Yes, my headphones were on. Oh, okay, so this was just redundant information. I got to scar you twice then. Even better. Jack goes, oh my god. But yeah, this is how... So, I didn't know at the time that Stopheles used to be Baphomet. I was like, oh, this is a new artist that has dropped stuff on the channel. I didn't know that they had been making art for years because of the name change. I turned out quite different than back then. Sure, you're so lucky that my tablet is busted right now. Jack and Quill, do you need help unbusting your tablet? Because, like, I'm always in the need for artwork. It's just kind of a thing that's always necessary for me. And there's a piece of artwork that I should have here that I'm not showing because I don't have it on hand anymore. Oh, actually, no, I do. I do. Hold on. There's another piece of artwork that needs to be added here. My editor's just going to have to handle the transition between these things. So remember how I said that back in the day, most of the artwork that was shown was different variations of Suris? So just so you know, one of the most meta pieces of artwork that I ever got back then, when that was the way that fan art went, when it was all just different variations of me instead of like literally weaving the tapestry of channel lore, this image was produced by Jack and Quill. And this contained, at the time, every version of my character that had been made. Vaporeon Suris, the Cat Girl Suris, I believe this one was Femboy Suris, based off of Breath of the Wild. This was regular Suris at the time. There was a version of my character that was made for the sole purpose of Tentacleborn at one point, and that was here. Somebody, I think it was a Wombologist maybe, that turned my hammer into a waifu. I don't remember what this Suris was at all. Real Suris is right here, and then Magical Girl Suris is up here, and apparently they are psychotic? I don't know. And then Ocean is here, because at the time in lore, Ocean was tiny, and I don't know why he was tiny. But he was tiny back then. So, yeah. Hey guys, did you know that in terms of male-female human compatibility, that Vaporeon is actually one of the most compatible for, Anyway... So there you go. What about background? So background were two people who I was dating at the time. One of them used to be a channel artist, Gaelic Knox, and one of them was the older design for Raz back when we were dating. On to the next bit. So here is another artist who has made pieces of art for the channel. In fact, actually, my editor's gonna hate me because I gotta step away for this. So this is the birth of Virgin Killer Sweater Suris. This was the piece of artwork that made that happen. Well, I say that. This was the piece of artwork that made me want to get the Virgin Killer sweater for my character. And then Jack the Vulture, who is responsible for many a channel lore, produced this picture that solidified the need to get the Virgin Killer sweater model. But we've already talked about Jack the Vulture earlier. We've talked about the contributions he's made to the channel in terms of the lore that has been presented. We need to talk, we'll talk about this one in a second. We need to talk about this. So this is Glubbinex. And Glubbinex is probably the first porn artist I ever hired. Not to make porn, but to make this. This playmat, right here, this is the Autumn Suris model in the Autumn version of Click Clock Wood, which is one of the many backgrounds you've probably seen on the channel. You've also probably seen this as a channel opener, at least once or twice on stream. But it is a whole-ass playmat. This is the picture that both solidified my need to purchase things from Glubbinex and also use this design for Virgin Killer Sweater Suris. On to the next thing. So, this bit of channel lore, that's your channel closer too, I think. It's one of the channel closers that was used ages ago. It's not the current one. The current one was made by Nixon. But this next piece of channel lore, this next piece comes from a person named Suzu Suwara. Now, at the time, I had commissioned a small slime Suris model because I thought that that would be cute. And then Suzu submitted Slime Girl Suris as fan art, and this is the piece of fan art that initially, this and then another piece that was made by Bexy Mama ended up getting used for the design process. Or not, Bexy's wasn't used for the design. Bexy's one of the ones that was submitted after this or before this, somewhere around there, that made me go, oh, right, Slime Girl Suris needs to be a thing on the channel. So this is exactly why Slime Girl Suris exists. If you want to know why I have that motif now, it's Suzu's fault. Suzu is also another VTuber, and they are both a very good model maker, very good artist, and a good entertaining VTuber. Please check them out if you get a chance. We have more Marjorie Titan Green that was submitted by Ivana Dragmeyer. Apparently, this is what a fight against Marjorie Titan Green looks like. Now, we need to talk about this character right here. This is not the piece of artwork that created them. Oh, no. But you're going to see some of the artwork that involves them. This is a character that was created by Kira Sakura and one other individual whom I do not remember offhand. Was it Kira Sakura and a Nubian? Or was it Kira... I know it was Kira Sakura, or it was Sakura and one other. Yeah, I know it's just Sakura now. It was Kira Sakura then. But I don't remember who the other person... Junie the Apocalyptic. Hatsune Junie and Sakura together created a design for my subathon timer. You know that timer that sometimes shows up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen that tells you that I'm streaming literally forever because something else in my house has broken? And I'm definitely not saying this because there's another subathon going to be happening when I'm done at PAX, because I have to take apart my entire kitchen and replace the entire subfloor because that's destroyed at the moment. No, definitely not. That's definitely not me saying that terrible things are about to happen in my life again, and therefore a subathon is going to be a thing that's done. But yes, Velas, I'm going to PAX East. But that created Timer Kun. Now, this specific moment was during the subathon I did. It was the second subathon I ever did. And during this subathon, the invasion of Ukraine began. So when I finished my goals, I changed the rules of the subathon to where, hey, when you submit money, it still increases the time, but the rest of the money is going to the war effort in Ukraine. I was told not to do that because getting my goals met did not mean that I did not still need funds for things, but the invasion had literally just begun, and I was like, no, fuck it, I care, this is what I'm doing. This is probably why I don't make a lot of good poor financial decisions. My money disappears into other people's pockets. But yeah, speaking of Timer-kun, well, we're not quite there yet. We'll get there. There will be more Timer-kun to come. This was another piece made by Ivana Dragmeyer. Apparently, there is a whole... this is called the Deli Tree. At one point, I tried to say the Great Deku Tree, and I accidentally said the Great Deli Tree. So now, apparently, the Great Deli Tree is a shop. And at this shop, you can get things that Yarakoro canonized. Cat Boy milk and Slime Boy milk. And apparently you can also get Owo cookies and War Word cookies. You can also get the bread, because bread used to be a big meme on the channel. You can also get channel pup cakes. There's a lot of stuff here that you can get. There's a lot of stuff here that you can get. You can get Pilk. You can get Nilk. You can get... Nilk is a meme from Sunset City. Just so you know. Just so you know. You can get slime milkshakes. You can get cat boy milk, slime boy milk, booba tea, neko lattes, slime lattes, Pilk shakes, Nilk shakes, and a whole lot of other stuff. There's a version of this image that exists that has just the items that are available. But apparently that shop exists in channel lore now. So, kill me. The next one we have here is, in terms of, Nakibri, thank you for redeeming your points for an OWO. This one was made by Mathematical Cabbage. And apparently, this is Shiny Suris, of course, wearing a Vaporeon bikini, because of course it's a Vaporeon One Piece. Of course it is. Agamotto, thank you for redeeming your points for an you fucking degen. But so just so you guys know, this is canon to channel lore. Like all other fan art is. Because this is now canon to channel lore, Suzu is in the middle of making it to where I can actively change the color of my Slime Girl model. So, Shiny Suris is going to be a thing that is toggleable on stream, just so you know. Thanks, Math. Thank you. So, now we need to talk about an individual called a Nubian. There was a video I made a while ago. Talking about, I don't even know what the fuck it was, but the advertisements for it were a combination of advertisements for, like, Tumix and Queensblade, and one of them involved a mom milfy-looking character doing laundry and then staring at the crotch of another anime dude. And so I made the specific comment, why is laundry porn showing up on my channel? Why is that a thing that is happening? The end result of that was a Nubian taking the laundry porn and making a piece of cursed fan art for it, as all the fan art of Anubians is. And now that has been made, laundry porn has become a thing on the channel. So apparently Slime Suris sits on top of the dryer and says that they need the vibrations. Now, this birthed another character named Dryer-kun, who we will see show up later in the channel lore saga. But this piece was made by Pernia, and Pernia will be relevant for a lot of pieces of channel lore that are going to be happening later. Some of them may be in this video, some of them may be after. We'll see. Apparently, though, despite this particular group of people being one that I don't hang out with all the time, these are people that I've worked with at one point or another. Jimmy Snow, Actual Jake, Hannah Reloaded, Hunter Avalon, and Vosh. We saw the Vosh artwork from years ago, and this was a piece that was drawn by Dean, inspired by a quote Sarah said in a more recent video. Maybe it's part of a political journey, maybe it's part of growing up. So, apparently I exist in channel lore enough in the real world to be around all of these people. And now apparently Hannah Reloaded has done a stream in a maid outfit, so I guess we'll see exactly how far my corruption has spread. Oh boy, we need to talk about this one. There's a piece of lore you guys might need to know. This is not the image that birthed this. This is not the image that birthed it. But if you see the Ditto Bulbasaurs back there, this area, not this version of this area, was the birth of Lord Dumpy. Dumpy the Ditto, who can turn into a Bulbasaur. Meet some of the earliest artwork of them. They will be relevant later. Do not worry. Why are they called Lord Dumpy? Because apparently Nintendo is weird and made the Dittos in Pokemon Snap have an actual ass crack. Speaking of Mathematical Cabbage, noted degenerate of the channel, but what if Lord Dumpy did what Dittos do and became a near-perfect copy? Dumpy can't hide its Ditto face or its namesake. Chat is sharing their glee. So chat is apparent that, yeah, this is, Lord Dumpy has been very popular on the channel for reasons I don't quite understand, but all fan art is canon, so Lord Dumpy. Now, this is where a piece of channel lore, this is Sylvia Silica, who's been responsible for a lot of cursed pieces of art on the channel, but apparently I'd imagine that Witch Suris uses cards instead of wands or staves. I thought of it before, but I feel it fits, unless you guys like magic wands and magic staves. So apparently, in canon, I can use trading cards to fight to perform magic. That will show up later. More cat Suris, because of course. And now that Salem's here in the chat, we need to talk about a very important piece of channel lore. We need to talk about something very, very, very cursed. This is a whole-ass comic made by Salem Sky, where I am killing a netcoin. Oh, you don't know what a netcoin is? Well, neither the fuck did I! But apparently, a netcoin is that weird fucking giant Bitcoin cryptocurrency walking mascot thing from Cryptoland. Apparently, that thing has infected my channel and has never left. All fan art is canon, so apparently I fight armies of netcoins now. I crush them. I kill them. I wipe their blood on the ground. But apparently, they are always here, even when I say I've defeated all the other coins. Once I defeat all the coins, they'll be eliminated, and it'll be over. Also, The Real Cook, thank you very much for the follow. But apparently this motherfucking coin wants to let me know that it's not over. And it'll never be over. No, you can defeat me, but I will never be gone. You see, every time you simply mention the coins on your stream, we are reborn. I have to take a picture real quick to send to a friend of mine. It's an infinite cycle. Forever regression, where your suffering in the attempt to defeat us only creates more. Look, it's already started. They were never on your side, Suris. I am eternal. And then, of course, I have given up. I have given up in the face of the coins. So much so that now there's a coin emote that people are spamming in the fucking chat. And there's also netcoin porn that exists that I can't show you. Because Stopheles is a corrupt individual and needs help. It needs lots of help. Excuse me, netcoin, what now? Yeah, no, this is my attempt to consolidate all noteworthy channel lore into a single video up to this point. It gets worse. I'm telling you, it gets worse. Apparently, Timer-kun looks like this. Apparently, Timer-kun looks like this. Red Joker says YouTube audience is missing out. Joker, this is going to be on the channel. Also, apparently, this is the censored version of this. The uncensored version of this also exists on the internet, but I'm not going to tell you how to get to the damn thing. So yeah, subathons apparently are cursed as fuck. I told you that Lord Dumpy would come up again, but apparently Lord Dumpy has been trying to fucking breed with me, according to Pernia. Dumpy has been trying very hard to breed with me. I don't understand why, but apparently this is going to be the beginning of the in-canon harem on the channel, and I don't know how to feel about the in-canon harem. Also, netcoins apparently are made of chocolate. and they can be eaten like chocolate. This was probably one of my more weak moments, but all fan art is canon, so this was a moment of weakness. I told you the trading card bit of lore would come back, and this is a piece by Pernia showing me actually using the trading cards and the witch outfit to create magic. So apparently, again, this is a thing that can be done. All fan art being canon for the lore is here. Now, the witch model that Suzu made has a little slime Suris in a bottle. This little slime Suris in a bottle is apparently, according to Mathematical Cabbage, explosive. So I can do arson. Tega says I need this shirt. Tega, hit the merch command and go to that link. This is a shirt you can purchase. It's the Christmas one that's purchasable. This one will be purchasable around the time that we get to Halloween. But no, this is actually a purchasable shirt that you can get from my merch store. So if you want an I Can Do Arson shirt, I'll be wearing this to my Magic tournament, the Christmas one anyway. I'll be wearing that tomorrow. But yeah, no, apparently little slimes in the bottles are double as napalm. This is Smacko's artwork featuring another battle with the coin. Oh, look. Suris fan art. It would be a shame if, whoopsie, it's now Netcoin coin art. Oh, Suris, don't you understand? The more you want me gone, the stronger I become. If you want to know where this panel is inspired from, please read the IDW Sonic comics. We've read them on stream, going over the Adrenaline Dubs version of the story. And this is a moment where Whisper finds out that Tangle had a very unfortunate thing happen to her. And it's one of the most raw pieces of fucking artwork that's been made for the Sonic series ever. But, you know. Now, this is where I have to point out that apparently there is another version of my character that exists called Saricent. Saricent, as in Suris, N apostrophe T. This is made by Sylvia Silica. And Saricent is apparently also trying to breed with me. They are a slime that is a very predatory version of my character, using the original Jack the Vulture version of the outfit as opposed to the standard one that Remixon designed. That is, I don't know how to feel about that, but you know. Fluffy the Snack, thank you for redeeming your points for an whoa. Going on with things that apparently exist in Suris lore, apparently I have the ability to turn other people into slime cats. I did not know that this was a thing that I could do, but apparently it's a thing that I can do, and I've done it to Vosh, apparently. So I don't know how to feel about that, but that's apparently a thing that I can do. All fan art is canon to the lore, so this technically happened. Sometimes the lore comes so full circle that it just hurts. Sometimes the lore makes me want to die. This is one of those moments. So this is my original character design, reaching out to various pieces of channel lore, including Lord Dumpy, Blizzy, Viced Rhino, who I do streams with on Wednesdays, Ocean Keltoy, who I hosted my first podcast ever with, Hammered Out, Raz, they are my ex, but they are still responsible for the Discord, so they are still involved with the channel. Timer-kun, wearing what looks to be a thong. The bread, as I mentioned, would come back again. And the Netcoin is back, and apparently Netcoins have an ass! Thanks, Mathematical Cabbage. You curse my art. You curse me a lot. But yeah, no, apparently Netcoins have a booty. That's a thing in lore. We still got more to go. This one's not lore. This one I just wanted to show off. I mentioned that Jack the Vulture was really, really cool, and their artwork was used for a lot of stuff on the channel, so these are actually playmats of mine from Jack the Vulture. But apparently this is another piece of channel lore. Apparently, the ability to split myself into multiple pieces, this is a picture that made it canon. This is from Bully Biscuit, and yeah, apparently you just cut a slime Suris in half, and that's a thing. But let's continue. Now this is why there's predatory versions of me trying to fuck me, I guess. Apparently, the netcoins can also turn into FNAF-style eldritch abominations. I don't know why this is a thing, but apparently they can do that. So those of you who make netcoin art, stop. It's getting out of hand. Apparently they have more powers than I could have ever known. Apparently belief in them makes them exist more, and apparently they can do this. Now we have another piece of multiple pieces of channel lore all in a single picture. We have Knuckles, a Game Boy. There's like all my hobbies and everything thrown into a single thing, plus pieces of channel lore. We've got... I actually haven't played Cult of the Lamb, so I don't know why Lamb is there. But Lord Dumpy the Ditto is there. Blizzy is here. Vice Rhino is here. How's it going, Nova? In the chat, you actually will show up in this video. Raz is here. My Magic the Gathering collection is here. Slime Boy Milk, Cat Boy Milk, the fucking Netcoin, Shadow the Edge Hedge, and apparently also Timer-kun is here. Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. Yeah, no, just love knowing how far the cursed rabbit hole has gone. But we're not done. Speaking of Nova, apparently this is what happens when you let the slime out of the bottle. Not only are they explosive devices, but apparently they can cause apocalyptic timeline-ending events. So this is Nova, friend of the channel, and me, end of Evangelion style, witnessing the destruction of the world. Yeah, that's the thing. This thing that didn't happen, I guess. The world was over. This is a very impactful piece. This is probably the thing that happened right beforehand, which Suris letting the slime out of the fucking bottle. The thing you should never do. I mentioned Saricent, and apparently there is more Saricent. So apparently Saricent stalking me is not a one-time thing in channel lore. This is a thing that happens quite often. Remember, in lore, my character can apparently turn into a cat, so right onto the dryer they go, because why not? Why wouldn't there be more dryers? The dryers will show up later. More killing of netcoins, because the netcoins need to be destroyed, but apparently the netcoins will never ever be destroyed. But this is how violent I'm willing to get with them, apparently. I told you, the dryer would be back. Timer-kun is also back. This is the Christmas outfit. This is mathematical cabbage's work. Apparently, the dryer has a dad bod. That is apparently Dryer-kun in all of his glory. Anubian, you started this, and I want to die. I want to die, actually. The confidence with which this version of me is sitting on top of Dryer-kun, this is not the confidence I have in real life. I have nothing but fear when I see this image, but I'm glad at least somebody thinks I have a spine. Guys, remember how I said Blizzy is this cute little bio-lizard baby dinosaur thing right under me? He's really fucking cute. He's really small. Yeah, apparently he's a fucking waifu now. This is the beginning of a trend on my channel that has been happening for a while. Apparently, everything that has ever graced my channel for any amount of time has become a waifu. Apparently. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this, but the waifuization of all things channel related is happening now. Speaking of which, this is a character who you will be introduced to in a second. This is Hol-chan. If you want to know who Hol-chan is, they're apparently right behind me. I don't know. But apparently, Dryer-kun, Timer-kun, the Netcoin, Hol-chan, and Lord Dumpy. Apparently, this is my entourage of... This is apparently the harem of the channel, and I don't know how to feel about it. But all fan art is canon. So this is canon. Kill me. Now you need to be introduced to Hol-chan specifically, but also apparently my hair tastes good in canon. Apparently Blizzy, Waifu Blizzy eats my hair. And then apparently Femnova eats my hair. And then apparently Hol-chan is introduced here from Jet Fatigue. And apparently they also eat my hair. The lore for Hole-chan apparently is I tried to name the black hole Greg, and the chat said no, and the chat had a poll and changed the name to Hole-chan. So apparently, Hole-chan is a trans MILF, and Greg is the dead name, and that is apparently the lore for Hole-chan now. I don't know why that is the lore, but fan art is canon, so I guess that's how it is. Hole-chan also apparently has a Vulpix cult that worships them. So, yeah. Yeah. Even world-ending disasters get boobies in my lore, apparently. Hole-chan also apparently wanted to make sure that Nova felt special, so Nova has been given the big hug from Hole-chan. I think Nova died after this. Ignore the person in the chat named Nova that has been saying words. I think he's dead after this moment. And now we get to the present day. Now, according to chat, I can shapeshift into a furry. Not just a cat, no, just a full-on fucking sparkle furry. This is Mr. Stopheles. What I want to do, more than anything, when I see this, is I want to die. And I want to die in such a way that I will never be able to remember the events that happened around. I want to die so slowly that the pain of it makes me forget everything else and simply crave the end. But yes, Stoff designed this just so they can make porn of it. I give up. But apparently my birthdays involve Nova holding Blizzy, Vice Rhino, Dryer-kun, Hole-chan, and you motherfuckers in chat. And the cake also has eyes, because I can't escape any of that, and I don't know how to feel about it. But there's Husbando Nova at my birthday party, apparently. There you go. Mathematical cabbage, everybody. But don't worry, guys. Kidderdoodle's back. So apparently the E in Greg's dead name was consumed by the black hole itself. And Hole-chan asks, Father, why do they lewd me? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I don't know why chat turned you from a black hole into a big boobied MILF, but, you know. I think giving up is the right thing to do. But don't worry, guys. We're not giving up completely. There's more Lord Dumpy to come. Not in that way. That's gross. Also, apparently at the same birthday party, another character, I believe Sylvia Silicazosi, Cassidy, and Timer-kun, they also went to my birthday party, according to this piece of channel lore image. And I don't know why Nova is sitting on top of Dryer-kun. I haven't even the slightest idea what that dryer could possibly give to him. But what I'm saying is I've given up. I've given up on everything. Lord Dumpy also apparently has a... has a Twitter. Lord Dumpy has a Twitter. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about the fact that Lord Dumpy has a Twitter, but Lord Dumpy has a Twitter. Please have a final cursed IRL Suris from Axolotls to close out this lore dump. This has been 54 minutes of trying to go over all of the Suris channel lore in as quick a time as I possibly can. And the worst part is that as long as there are fan artists, there will always be more. So there will need to be an update video sometime in the future. And I am both terrified of what the fan artists will make and terrified for the inevitable time that Raj decides that it's time to dump me as a client because I keep sending him so much cursed shit to fucking edit. So, that's the channel lore, everybody. I want to die. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, everybody, insert end of video tagline here.